Hi guys, my name is Brady Mossberger and this is the Brady Mossberger Goalie School. And today we're going to be talking about tracking pucks in your rebound control so that we can make saves well and not leave any rebounds. There are two main types of saves that we'll make. There are reactionary saves where you have time to track the puck in and make a good save, and there are blocking saves where you don't have time to react to it, maybe it's too tight, it's too fast, so you got to be in good position and hope that it hits you by making yourself big. And that's why depth, angle, square, all that is so important, because if you're out of position on a reactionary save, you might have time to react and do that. If it's a blocking save and you're out of position, you have no time. All you gotta do is hope it hits you. If you're deep in your net, for example, you take up less room, less likely it's gonna hit you. An important component to making reactionary saves and even blocking saves is being able to read the release. You're mostly gonna be able to read the release of a wrist shot. As you get older, you get more experience, you'll be able to tell just from the way a player moves their stick as they're shooting the puck. You'll be able to tell high glove, low glove, wherever, and to a lesser extent snapshots. But that's why, as you get older, paying attention to shooters' body language, not only to see, you can tell if they're gonna shoot or pass, but also if they are gonna shoot, by telling from their body and from their stick, you can get a pretty good idea of where they're gonna shoot it. And this is really important because we don't have time to only react after a puck leaves a player's stick. We gotta be able to preemptively start to move, then react once the puck's in midair, because we have so little time to react once a puck is in midair because they move so fast. An important component to being able to track pucks in well is having your gloves out in front. This goes back to our stance and to our butterfly. If our gloves are back here, we can't track it all the way in like that because we can't see back here if we're making saves back here. If our hands way out here, we can track that in because it's in front of us and we can see better. There are many benefits to having your gloves out in front. When it comes to tracking, that's the biggest one. Once again, as we talk about tracking, a lot of goalies, the puck comes in, they try and catch it like that, they try and make a blocker save like that. That's not how we do it. Say we're down here, puck comes in, we watch the puck all the way into our glove. Come on our blocker, we watch it all the way in, and we watch it all the way out. Another important good habit to be into is if a rebound goes wherever, if you're practicing and you have time, like you're doing a drill that permits it, you go, you react to where it goes. It's always a habit to be into, that way it's automatic whenever you make a blocker save to get to your post in case there's a rebound or whatever. Important habit to get into is both tracking all the way in, following your rebounds. As we get into showing you some routine glove and blocker saves and how to make them well, one thing to keep in mind is when you make a glove save, lots of goalies, they track the puck and they try and catch it with their palm. You don't want to do that because you're more likely to get a pop out, right? You want to track it into your pocket up here. Very, very, very low chance you're going to get a pop out if you close your glove after making a save in your pocket. One thing, so many goalies, whenever they warm up, what do? They throw a ball off the wall and catch it. Whenever you're catching a ball, you're catching it here, 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 because you don't have a pocket on our hands. That'd be weird. If you have that, get that checked out, right? Because you're tracking, catching it in your palm, in your palm, in your palm. Then you go in a game, you want to catch it above your hand. You want to catch it up here during a game. So it's good to do the ball drill because it does get your hand-eye ready, gets your eyes ready, but at the same time, you're tracking things into your gloves. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I'm not a big fan of throwing a ball for warm-ups, especially not off a wall, maybe with teammates. But it is important to keep that in mind. If you still want to do it, not a bad drill, just remember, whenever it comes time for a game, you're tracking it up here. So into our save selection, you're gonna get lots of shots that are coming up past your ear. You see goalies try and turn and catch that, that's not good. You wanna go, get that shoulder, get that elbow up, that way you can take that away. Because one, it's way faster, and it's more likely to hit you versus a glove. It's hard to reach around up here. You get your elbow and your shoulder up here, it's gonna hit you, especially if you're out on top of your crease, you got your depth, you're on angle and you're square, you're taking away the top of the net. The top of the net isn't that big from a puck's perspective. Even blocker save, not quite as much because it's easier to get a blocker up there, but right up here, you still want to be getting your shoulder up there to make a quick shoulder save. Puck will normally go up into the netting, behind the net, you'll be good. lots of goalies, they make a big mistake. Whenever it comes to blocker and stick saves, they either jab at it, they punch at it. You don't want to be doing that. Or they just sit here and they let it hit them. They let it hit them. Not what you want to do. You don't want to jab at it, but you want to come out and meet it and then direct it. So you come out, you meet it, you control it, and you direct it. Blocker save, you come out, you meet it, and then you roll your wrist to direct it into the corner. So we don't punch at it, we come out and roll. Out and roll. It's important to do that so that we aren't kicking pucks up, over. You'll see stick saves or blocker saves. If they make the save in a poor fashion, it'll bounce up and it can land in the net. I've had that happen to me, it doesn't feel good. One thing, guys, whenever you're making stick saves, you don't want it to be coming up and into your glove, but you do want to have your glove ready in case that happens, but they should be going up and over. But occasionally that will happen if you don't play it quite right. That's one thing to keep in mind. Just to touch on this one more time, if your stick is too big and you're trying to make those saves, you're like this if you're trying to make a good blocker save. Now, that's not here. If you're trying to make a good blocker save, that's not good. And then if you have your 5-hole in the right area, you have this blocker up here. It's hard to close that and it's harder to make the right saves because your stick is so big. Get a stick that fits you, all right? So that means whenever you butterfly, your blocker is low, not too low, definitely not too high. You'll often see a goalie mess up the easiest save of their life, a chest save. And how they do this is they bring their blocker and glove in like this, too far, and it'll hit off their sidewall or their cuff and go flying out with a rebound. You do want to bring your blocker and glove in to cover up that, some people call it the 6 and the 7 hole. That's important to cover that, but you don't want to bring them in. And also, whenever you see lots of goalies that try and do this, that's not good because you mess up the timing even a little bit, you need a rebound. What you want to do, the only time that I give you permission to sink back in your butterfly is a chest save. Because you come, whenever you sit back, the puck will hit you and you'll absorb it, and then you put your glove here. You put your glove like this so that you absorb it and then it just falls into your glove, then you cover it up. So it's just like that, right? We'll show you what that looks like with actual pucks, but it's important not to do this with your glove, not to do this with your blocker. It's important to sink back and you'll gobble it all up, no rebound. That's important because that's an easy save, you can't be messing them up. When it comes to chest saves, not all chest saves are created equal. Some of them, they're gonna catch you up here. You gotta bring that blocker up to guide it in and then sink down, same with your glove. Shots, quote unquote, 6 or 7 hole. You're gonna bring these in to trap them. But remember, if it's coming chest, you don't wanna trap them, but you wanna bring these here for support. That way nothing can find its way through you. All right, guys, remember, whenever the shots are coming around this area, the sides of your chest, if it's coming up here, you want to get that blocker up here, angle it down. If it's coming to the side, you want to get it in here. Try not to have it hit off your sidewall. You want to have it hit you here, but have your blocker here. glove side, pull them up here. If it's a shot up here, you want to have it up here, but don't try and catch that so much. You're better off putting your chest on it and having it fall down into it. As we talked about being square, if you aren't square, a puck might hit your boot and come flat out. Now, different pads have different boot angles. Some of them you can change them. Don't worry about that. But if you're square, no pad is designed where it'll have a bad boot angle. They'll all put it out in a good area if you are square. And your pads will too. Sometimes you do want to kick a puck because you can fly it out. You got to be good at not kicking pucks to areas of high danger. You want to be able to kick them away. Sometimes you might need to do that. Sometimes you don't need to do anything or do that. It all depends on the situation. The most important thing, get the puck away from danger. Certain pads are designed to have soft foam to keep the pucks in so you can cover. Certain, the ones I like, the ones I have, they kick them out far. I think that this is better, but people love the soft rebound pads. That way, all you have to do with a hard rebound pad is kick it out. There's no soft rebound ever. You'll always be kicking it out far, and that's good if you know how to angle them. All right, goalies, so whenever you are down, or if you're standing up and going down, if the shot is on the ice, you always want to get a stick on it first. Obviously, if a puck is a couple inches off the ground, you won't get a stick on it. That's what your pads are for. Sometimes you miss it with your stick. That's also what your pads are for. But the stick will if you use it right, it will always give you a better rebound than the pad, because if you use it right, it's either going way out in the corner, going up in the netting, now you have a whistle. Versus a pad, say, that goes out to the corner, whistle is preferable or everything. So if you can get a stick on it, have it go up in the netting, that's a whistle, best possible rebound. You won't always get your stick on it. Everyone makes mistakes. That's why we have our pads. So sometimes we miss it with our stick. That's why our pads are here. That's why when shots are coming low, we don't just try to do that. We always butterfly when shots are low. All right, so whenever it comes to making those passes to get the rebound right, obviously, as we say, always use your stick first for shots on the ground. So for the sake of demonstration, while I take pad saves, I'm not gonna have my stick, because I'll have that instinct, and you should have that instinct to always use your stick first. So I'm gonna be making pad saves without my stick, so just for reference, that's why we're doing that. All right, Aaron, what are your 3 key takeaways from this video?
My 3 key takeaways from this video are that you should always track the puck all the way in with your hands out front. Also, always try to make a stick save with shots that are on the ground. And finally, don't jab at the puck with your blocker or stick. Try to meet it with your pads and roll it off with your wrist.
All right, I like those. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, guys, that's all I have for you today in regards to tracking and rebound control. Hopefully this video will help you guys make more saves and make them better so there aren't rebounds. Hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you later.